All right, welcome everyone to the Paketo working group meeting. Thank you for joining. Friendly reminder that welcome, that this meeting falls under the Cloud Founder Foundation's Code of Conduct, which is, in summary, be nice to each other, as you always do. Cool, so yeah, thank you, Rob. Please add yourself to the attendees list, include your affiliation. There you go. All right, this session, I will volunteer, take notes unless you have any objection. Cool.
Oh, did you say you're taking notes? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I think I misheard.
No problem. Yeah, next time, Sophie. Thank you. Cool. All right. I don't see anyone joining for the first time. Cool. So we move to the next item. Outstanding RFCs. I saw 3 of them in the non-draft status. So for the Carveros Buildpacks proposal, is there any update, any further comment you'd like to discuss here?
I think the main question we had is that we think maybe we could use extensions for this. I think my only concern there is like how and when extensions are going to be available in platforms that we would care about, like KPAC. It doesn't sound like that's going to happen anytime soon. And it would be nice to have a solution for folks using Kerberos sooner rather than later. So I'm leaning still towards having a build pack, even if it's relatively short-lived on the timeline of like, I don't know, a year or something. But I can put all that rationale in the comments so folks can also give feedback out of band.
Cool. Thank you, Ryan. Any other comment? All right. Time to the next one. Add squash stacks RFC. Yeah, some recent comments.
This is me as well. There's some conversation about whether or not we should include builders in all of this and what that could look like. I think there's just some like added complexity that comes along when you start to include the builder question. It's like, how do you squash the builder in a way that's reasonable, that like reduces a reasonable amount of duplication, but also like you minimizes the number of layers that you're actually ultimately getting from the image. And I think like if you just squash the entire thing, then like every time someone goes to change the builder, it's like the entire builder thing is getting replaced, which isn't the worst thing ever for a node, right? The Kubernetes node or like your Docker daemon is probably fine. You're downloading that thing one time. I'm thinking more about like the registries that are hosting these things are just going to have like lots of really fat layers if no one's going in and say deleting old builder references. So I don't know. I think we have to think about some more intelligent way of squashing layers. If that's like, look at what are the groups in the top level of the builder and like squash each group or something like that is maybe an idea. That does introduce obviously some amount of duplication, but it's worth talking that out. And I think maybe we can do that out of band of just this specific thing, which already would give us a little bit of an improvement over where we're at currently.
Cool. Thank you, Ryan. Does anyone else have additional comments regarding this proposal?
I'm curious,
Hmm.
Ryan, I guess, or anyone else, what your take is on generalizing this slightly to like just enable us to squash arbitrary images. Not necessarily promising that we're going to squash anything other than stacks, but affording the opportunity to experiment by implementing that as a CLI command.
I don't have a huge amount of like negative or constructive feedback about that. I guess like the only thing just becomes like designing the API for what that looks like, right? If you're gonna say that you're flattening images that exist in a registry, then like that already exists, just use crane flatten. But if you're talking about, oh, you're gonna squash images that are like OCI archives that are on the file system, then like we have to design whatever that API looks like. And then the question becomes like, what necessarily is the utility of that? Is it that useful that it justifies like having its own standalone command? If the only thing we're going to be squashing for the most part is stacks.
I see what you're saying. I think I need to look more deeply into what crane flatten already does.
All right, thank you. Any other comment? Okay, and all right, the addendum for the dependency mapping RFC.
This is my fault. I was supposed to merge this after the working group meeting last week and got distracted and clearly didn't do this. So I promise that I won't do it this time.
No problem. Okay, thank you. Any other comment about proposals, RFCs? Okay, yeah, I'll leave that for the remaining items in the agenda. Does anyone has an upstream update or a project update or a question, discussion topic you would like to cover here? No. Well, seems like I like the agenda for today. So if no one else has anything to discuss or ask.
I have just one thing.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you for helping add the Go Buildpack changes to support all stacks. I missed the last meeting, so just wanted to say thanks. Shout out to everybody who helped me make that happen. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Jericho, for all your support also. Yeah, that was great. All right. Any other comment, question, topic? No. Cool. So let's call it. Thank you for joining and hope to see you in the next one.
See you. Thanks.
Yeah.